Alright guys, this is Cap Lives. This is going to be an Octoyber special. We're going to go through the first half of the month, so the first 15 days or so of October, which is an ACBA event, a month-long competition, 31 themes, each day has a theme, and the goal is to accomplish all 31 themes in 31 days. I've been going pretty strong at this. I didn't make a video for it last year, but I don't think I had a channel last year. But I'm doing it for this year, and I'm really excited. So let's get on to shot one. Deuces. Alright guys, so shot one, the theme was officially back at it. Didn't really know what to do with this, so I kind of took advice from my buddy Finn Aiden on Instagram. And he said what he was going to do was have someone like attacking someone like in the back. So that's what I went with. I went with Blaze, obviously from the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, slashing Devin, Beast Morphers Red, right in the back. Use the white hot backdrop that you guys seen me use 1,000 times. So I'm going to do something real simple for this one because I didn't really have an idea until like last minute. So then what I did was I took the blast effects from the 80th anniversary Iron Man, stuck them on the back of Devin with some wax, and then used the purple lightning effect that you see on, or that comes with Blaze, just attached it to his sword. Zoomed in real close because I wasn't really liking how it looked outside of that angle, so I was able to get in real close for it. And a lot of people seem to like it. So yeah, that's shot one. Alright, so day two was cut it out. And if you were in the group or if you were on Instagram, you saw a lot of people using cutouts or having someone getting cut up. I decided to go with cutouts because that's kind of just like on the nose for me, so I went with that. I don't really do cutouts too often, but I had to do it here. As you'll see, Octoyber kind of had me busting out things that I don't really do too often, like that you'll see later. So for this one, I had the Marvel Legends Vulture, pretty much getting like stomped to the ground, I guess you could say, by the Mafex Spider-Man. Had the hoof cut out, attached that to the arm of Vulture. It's not straight, which I did realize after Diego Carlo told me. And that was kind of annoying, but the shot had already been taken down by that point, so I couldn't really fix it. And then I have the Wham cutout hiding the flight stand that's going on Vulture. And then I have Spider-Man also on a flight stand. And I kind of did some in plain sight. Kind of lined it up with the bars of the building so you can't really see it. I like how it came out. Something different for me, a little bit more dynamic from what I normally do. And some people seem to like it, so I thought it turned out well. That's day two. Cut it out. Day three was quarantine, obviously with the way the world has been over these past few months, the pandemic, so, quarantine was going to be involved somehow. So that was day three's theme. And this one I kind of struggled with for a little bit. I didn't really know how to attack it, but then I kind of started going through some comics that I had, and I realized that I had the Nova run by, I think, Dennis Loveness, who did it. And that's the run where Richard Rider comes back after being dead or presumed dead for years. So I kind of took that idea and put it into this shot where I have Nova, Richard Rider, and like a containment unit, something like that. And pretty much all I used for that was some cable boxes, some raw entrance stage pieces, a briefcase, and like a piece of glass to like look at the door or look as the door for the piece of glass. And then I have some of the all-new different Avengers, pretty much just looking at Richard and Tony going to Vision, talking about how from all the tests that we have so far, it says that he's Richard Rider. I talked to my dudes on the Fig Heads podcast about this. They said I should have done a cutout, but I didn't really have time to do a cutout, so I didn't really put one in there. And I think a cutout probably would have helped. It would have sold the story more. I still like how this came out, but there are definitely things I would have improved upon if I had more time and if I took my time with the shot. But I love that Nova run. I love getting a chance to do more modern Marvel stuff because a lot of people don't do that whenever I can. So, yeah, day 3 was quarantine. On to the next one. Day 4 was I Am Vengeance. So you saw 1,000 different Batman posts in the ACBA group and on Instagram. There was also some Ghost Rider there, of course. I was originally going to try to do something with Magna Defender, but I kind of figured a lot of people wouldn't really get it or get what I was trying to go for. Luckily, I was able to use Magna Defender later on in October. But for this, I had to pull out Batman, pulled out my DC Collectibles Batman, the animated series Batmobile, my Dio by Tom Budd or Tom Tastic on Instagram. And then I pulled out my Young Justice Batman, because I don't have a Batman Animated Series Batman, so I put on my Young Justice Batman, which I don't really like that figure, but it's the only Batman I have, so I had to pull him out for this one. Shot him from obviously the chest down, so you can see the Bat logo. It threw on a cloth cape from the Black Series Darth Vader. And then I have the Marvel Legends Old Man Logan there, because I needed an old guy to like represent Joe Chill a little bit. And pretty much how like he got hit by the Batmobile. Something really simple. Sorry if you guys can hear that plane flying over. I live right next to an Air Force base. But pretty much what I had was something like that, real simple. It did alright. I think some people were kind of confused about what I was going for, and I always struggle with my Batman stuff being too dark because the Batmobile is all black pretty much. But I like how it came out. Once again, something I did quickly, something I kind of had to like do quickly so that I could put it out for the theme and just keep moving with my other shots. But I still think it was strong enough for Octoyber. So on the next one, day 5. Day 5 was Robotics. This was another theme that I didn't really know I was going to do because I don't have too many robot characters in my collection. But then I started thinking about it. I said, you know what? Let's just go with Vision. So what I did was kind of played off of a thing, like an inside joke that me and my friend Alex and Richardson have. This artist on Instagram. If you don't know who that is, please check him out. And I kind of played on the fact that like Wonder Man is kind of like not the happiest person. So I took my Vision figure and then I stacked him up in like this weird like box-like contraption that I put together using raw entrance stage pieces, Young Justice bases and whatever. And then I use a cutout here. Like I said, October has me doing things I don't normally do. I don't normally pull out cutouts. So I put out a cutout here that says I should have finished you off years ago, because if you don't know, Wonder Man, Simon Williams, loves Scarlet Witch, but Vision is with Scarlet Witch. So obviously Wonder Man's going to be upset about that. So I had that, and kind of like Vision out cold in this contraption like he's dead or something. And I had to go with a classic look because this is more of a classic shot. So I busted out my Fantastic Four, my 8th anniversary Captain America, 8th anniversary Iron Man, my Daredevil, my Wolverine. I just gave it more like an 80s-ish feel. And I really like how this came out. I think it's funny I put on the white hot backdrop because, again, I was trying to just have that interaction between Wonder Man and like a dead Vision being like the very big focus of the shot, so I didn't really have to do anything crazy with the backdrop. But I really like how this came out. It got a good response on Instagram, got a decent following in the group. And again, October has me doing like more comedy stuff, which you'll see later for Plain Ice, and I think that's it so far when it comes to comedy. But I don't normally do comedy shots, but this one was something I really thought was funny. And at least to me, and at least Alex, it was funny. But everyone else did seem to like it. So, yeah, that's day 5, Robotics, on to day 6. Day 6. So day 6 was Play Nice. This one, I had an idea of what I wanted to do, but I couldn't really do it because I didn't have the props that I wanted to use for it. So I was kind of just like tolling over ideas, thinking about what I could do. And then I talked to my mom about this, and she was like, well, why don't you just do like, I don't know, rock, paper, scissors? And I was like, you know what, that's a great idea. I mean, I had the idea sorta, but she really like pushed me to do it. So I put that together. Obviously a panel shot, some new Avengers action, once again more modern stuff, sorta. I mean, it's like what, 10-15 years ago now, but still. I really liked how this one came out. It blew up on in the Facebook group. Guy who really did well there, got a lot of love there. On Instagram it did really well as well. I just don't normally do comedy stuff, nor do I really do panels too often. So being able to bust out panels and comedy was something I really wanted to do, and I love how it came out. It was just a really fun shot. So yeah, on to day 7. Day 7, the first week of October. Technically, I mean, it was what, the 1st through the 4th was technically the first week, but the first set of 7 days were in the book. Day 7 was It's All About Speed, and at this point, I was feeling really well because last year I was kind of struggling with October. This year I was still going strong after day 7. So I busted out an old classic of one of my favorite shots. I did a Kid Flash shot because he's a speedster. He's the only speedster I have. So I took him, kind of like redid my original Kid Flash shot, but like I revamped it, put him in the city instead of just on the white backdrop, and I added some smoke on his feet, where it's really just pillow stuffing. there. I thought that looked really well. I thought it came out nice. I don't know if I like it better than the original Kid Flash shot I did, but I still think this was a strong enough thing for me to do, to post it on it as its own thing. It's still consider it new, consider it different. Yeah, it did pretty well on Instagram. It did decently in the group, if I can remember correctly. But this one was where I started really feeling like, I was like, okay, if I can get the first 7 days done, then I think I'm going to do all right for this. And I got the first 7 days in, so we're on to day 8. Day 8 was Animal Instinct. The original plan I had was for Puma to attack Craven. That wasn't coming out too well. So what I went with was a lion, pretty much just chilling, minding his own business. But you know Craven, he's that big game hunter. So he's going right after that lion. I really like how this shot was. I wish maybe a few tweaks I could have done was get some more lighting on the backdrop to make the sky more vibrant. But another thing I really wasn't a fan of, I still think the lion looks a little too cartoony compared to what I was going for. But it did pretty well on Instagram, and it didn't do great in the group. But I still like how the shot came out well enough. So yeah, that's day 8. Oh, and if anyone wants to know, the 2 big trees you see, like standing tall, those are Happy Trees from comic_figure on Instagram. He should have some out that he's willing to sell right now. Depends when this goes up. And then the water, you can see at the bottom of the screen, is just from a Young Justice figure that came with the water effect, so I used that. And then I just took like a branch from outside to like make it look like the water was crashing onto that branch. Real simple, and I really like how they came out. I really like how I did this. I don't normally do shots like that are based with too much depth, but this one, I think I got some decent depth with the amount of space I have. So yeah, that's day 8, Animal Instinct. Day 9 was Serenity Now. So my mind immediately went to meditation, peaceful thoughts. And I already did a shot similar to this with Shang-Chi, but I didn't want to pull out Shang-Chi again, so I put out Snake Eyes instead. And I really like how the shot came out. The backdrop that you can see, kind of like the the doors you see, and like I guess a dojo. Those are from the Articulated Icons Ninja, and I just took 3 of them, took some wax on like the flaps, stuck them together, and just set them down, or like held them down without falling over due to a Young Justice base. And then I took a remote to one of my colored lights, sat that in the middle of the base, and then took like a cloth that had some like symbols on it, laid that over the controller, the remote, and then just had Snake Eyes obviously crisscrossed with his hand, or his fist in his hand, and just meditating. And then I was able to put some pillow stuffing over my lens to give it more of a hazy look. And I really like how this shot came out. I knew this was gonna do well from jump because I already done something similar to this before, so I already knew I was getting myself into with this one. But again, kind of a revamp, kind of more grounded take, because the other one I did, I had Shang-Chi kind of like levitating, and I didn't want to do that again, so I did more of a simple version of it. But yeah, I like how this one came out. It did pretty well on Instagram. My G.I. Joe stuff seems to do pretty well on Instagram. And then, I can't remember how it did in the group, but, I mean, it's still all love there. So, yeah, on to day 10, I believe. Let's go. Alright, day 10 was Road Rage, and this was easily the most stressful theme up to this point, because I already had the idea of what I wanted to do going into it, but I had to buy these smaller cars that you see in the picture to get it, or to do the idea. But I was thinking maybe this scale is too small for my phone, because maybe it won't look as good. So then I went to Rite Aid, bought some bigger cars. Then I was like, they're a little too expensive for what I really want to do. I don't plan on shooting these cars too often, so I didn't buy it there. And then I had to work with my dad on the weekend, so I couldn't go to the dollar store to buy smaller cars. And then I asked my friend for his smaller cars, but we couldn't really find a day to match up so I could get them. So then my mom, thank you for my mom, so thankful that she's like supportive of this hobby. She went to the dollar store and just bought these cars for me. It came out to like $2 and some change. And then from there, I was like, all right, I'm ready to shoot this, because I prepared myself just in case that it wasn't going to happen. I did like something with the Batmobile that didn't turn out well. I did a shot with Raphael. I didn't really like how that turned out. I did wind up using Raphael again for to catch these hands, but that's in part 2. So then I got these cars, and originally I kind of wanted to look more like you could tell that the black car got hit, but that wasn't translating well. Plus the wax wasn't really staying upright. So I got a flight stand, and I wasn't sure if this was going to work. Luckily, it did work. I just attached some wax to the car, attached that to the flight stand, and then used some smoke or some of the pillow stuffing again to hide the flight stand, the ring, like the base of the flight stand, and then just shot at a lower angle so you don't see like the rod of the flight stand. Really like how this came out. One of my favorite shots of Octoyber because it was something different. I don't normally shoot anything this small. And I don't really do vehicle stuff too much because I don't have any outside my Batmobile and that Tonka truck that you guys may have seen on my Instagram a few times. But yeah, I really like how this came out. It did pretty well. It did really well on Instagram. I thought it wasn't going to do too well, but it did really well there. Not the greatest reception in the group, but it is like something that you don't normally see in the group anyway. So I wasn't really expecting too much there. But yeah, I really like how this came out. Obviously the white backdrop, and then using the base from my Tom Budd diorama as like the street, the road. Really like how this came out. So on to day 11. Day 11, Meme Me Out. Such a weird name for our theme, but obviously you gotta like recreate a meme. And like, I'm not like really big into like memes or anything, so I had to go with the classic, one that's probably been overused, but I went with the classic Drake meme. So I was looking around to see what I had. I had Spider-Man, had Black Cat, had the Vintage Wave Black Widow, which really just reuses that Mary Jane had from that 2-pack she was in with Spider-Man. And I had Jessica Jones. So I made it like a makeshift Mary Jane, classic Drake meme. Spider-Man saying no to Black Cat, yes to Mary Jane, of course. But the big thing here was when I posted this in the group, a lot of people were like, that's not true or whatever. And I was trying to figure out why they thought that. I mean, if they think Black Cat is more attractive than Mary Jane, sure, I guess. But Peter Parker's true love is Mary Jane Watson. They get married. Black Cat freaking left Peter Parker. You know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. On to day 12. Day 12, of course, was Transform. So what I was thinking from jump was a morphing sequence, classic Power Ranger stuff. So I've tried to do a morphing sequence in the past with SPD Red. It did not come out well at all. So I had to scale it back. I kind of went, well, what are the easier morphing sequences to replicate? I don't have a Mighty Morphin. I don't really like Mighty Morphin, so I couldn't do that. And plus, that would be a lot of work to do to make it look right. And then kept looking. So, and then I was like, let me check out Lost Galaxy's morphing sequence. And that was a real simple one you could do. So I did that one. Panels again, bust out the panels. Thank you to Matthew Charles, who is Zerina 19, I think, 1906, Zerina 1906 on Instagram for putting these in panels for me. But obviously, Leo in this shot isn't like an actual Lightning Collection figure. I took the unmaxed head from the Lost Galaxy Red and Second Red 2-pack, stuck it on the Marvel Legends Shang-Chi, threw on a Derrick Rose Chicago Bulls jersey from the NBA Heroes line, and then threw on some track pants from an old Rock figure I had. And then took a watch from, I think it was the military suit Killmonger from Legends, and used that as his morpher. And, the panels go galactic. I really like how this came out. This might be my favorite shot from Octoyber, or at least one of them. That's up there. And so is the Play Nice shot I did. Both of those I really like. But this shot did really well on Instagram. Didn't do too well in the group, but it's Rangers, so I didn't really expect it to do well in the group. But yeah, one of my favorite shots. The lighting that I was able to get on the part where he's actually morphing was great because it's a black backdrop, which means getting that lighting to be a little difficult. Plus, you were working with the fire and lightning, which I had to light up well. And all in all, I really like how this shot came out. Just easy to do. Was a little worried that I was going to be able to translate it looking like a forest, because I was only using like 2 trees, but everybody I talked to said it came across like they were in the forested area. So that was great. Magna Defender obviously was going to have him in there. So yeah, on to day 13. So the theme here was click, click, boom. No explosion based. I don't really own any explosions, so I was kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And I was able to put out something, a little Star Wars love. My Rebels crew got Chopper blasting off while Kanan's trying to protect Hera, I guess, from not getting burned. Real simple. I just wanted to try out to see how the blast effect that came with Chopper would look with the light strip I had. It came out really well to me. Blocked the light strip off with some of that pillow stuffing, and behind them is a cable box. Maybe this might be my least favorite shot that you guys have seen so far. It's not exactly what I wanted, but I thought it was strong enough for Octoyber, but there are things I would like to improve on. Mostly, I would have wished I could get Chopper's hand in frame, and probably the lighting could be better. And if this isn't really, I don't know if I could do anything about this, but the Black Series figures don't have the greatest articulation, so me trying to get a great pose out of Hera and Kanan was difficult. But I still like the shot enough to post it and to show it here, just mostly because of the lighting that I got on Chopper's blast effect. But yep, on to day, 13? 14? We'll see. Alright guys, penultimate shot of this episode, which is day 14, have a seat. And this one, I didn't know I was going to be able to do it, of course, but I once again found a way. Just did a nice little G.I. Joe shot. I haven't shot my Robotics in a little bit, so I put him in there. And then I added my 2 other Joes that I have in to fill up the frame. Happy little trees in the front, for the most part. You can see the big thick trees. And then I have a tree like laid across the bottom of the shot, obviously, to kind of hide any gapping that you see between the rock that Robotics is sitting on and his leg. But a problem I had with this shot was, I realized this after I took it all down and looked at the picture, that you can't really see what Robotics is sitting on, and that is kind of a problem I have with it. But I still think it came out clean. I used the white backdrop. The idea that I gave for it to look more warm, that idea came from 796 Studios, a good friend of mine, a great guy who helped me along in this ACBA process. And he posted his, I think it was his Serenity Now picture. And that one had a white backdrop, but it looked a little bit more yellow, a little bit more warm. So I decided to go with that. And I really like how this shot came out. Something real simple, something real quick I had to throw together. Will say though, I left this up overnight. And like the singular thin branch that you see in the back, that's just like a whole bunch of wax attached to like one of the ends of the sticks. And like I just pretty much pushed it onto my desk. And in the middle of the night, it just fell over. So like something fell, like a whole bunch of things fell over. Snake Eyes fell over, Roblox fell over, Beachhead fell over, the branch fell over. And I didn't know what it was because it was pitch black in my room. And that kind of made me jump. But it was all good. I turned the light on. I was like, oh, Brian, you're scared of nothing. So yeah, real easy shot. And on to the last shot of this episode. Peace. Here we are, guys. Final shot of this episode. This is obviously part 1, the first half of Octoyber. If I did all 31 days in one video, it'd be insane. So we're just going to do the first 15 days. And this theme was It's Magic. Something real simple here. I expected a lot of people to pull out Doctor Strange, but I was thinking about my good friend, my good dude, Marty McCusker. Yeah, Marty McCusker. And I decided to go with Brother Voodoo instead. Did the white hot backdrop here, and then used my light strip to illuminate the pink flames, pretty much everything at the base of this shot, just to make it look like magic craziness. You got electricity of different colors, you got fire of different colors, and it was just crazy. And I really like how this came out. Really simple, but I like how kind of got some darker lighting on the face of Brother Voodoo, made him look a little bit more menacing, made the magic look even more vibrant. This shot's really vibrant. A lot of different colors in this shot, which I really liked. And yeah, that's really it. Not much to say about this picture. I did have to prop up Brother Voodoo by having him standing on one of my colored light remotes just so you can see his face better. And yeah, real simple stuff. Really like how the shot came out. And that's it. That's day 15. But we're going to kick it over to another segment of me, pretty much talking about Octoyber and what's left. Alright, on to the next clip. Alright guys, that's the first 15 days of Octoyber in the books. So obviously I have more to go. And you can still join in Octoyber. Don't let the 15 days that have passed by kind of discouraging you from entering. You can still enter. There's still tons and tons of days left to throw up something. You don't have to do every day. 1 day, 2 day, 3 days is good enough. Just get a shot out there and be a part of this, man. It's been really fun. I'm having a lot more fun this year than I did last year. Creatively, I was going through kind of a creative slump last year, but this year I've been really on my grind, really planning out good stuff, I think, quality stuff. So yeah, obviously you can see the themes here that are left, and I'll leave the rules in if you want to win a prize. You want to try to win a prize. And yeah, just join us, man, because this is Octoyber, and I think next is Photo Combat, and that's where it gets real crazy. So, yeah, get ready for part 2. That will drop either on the 31st or on November 1st. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do every theme this month, because it's starting to get to the point now where I'm at shots where I don't really know what I can do, because I don't do horror stuff, and some of the themes are kind of based in that horror/Halloween aesthetic. But I'll think of something, I hope. So, yeah. Thanks for checking out this video, guys. Please join the ACBA Facebook group. Follow me on Instagram at cap.lives. And just check us out. Check it all out. All right, deuces.